Hello all, Ravi this side from Learn and Grow channel. So today we are going to discuss an important topic, looping with list. So in Python we have two type of loops, for and while loops. So we can use both the loops with the list, but better to use for loop. For loop is very easy to use. Okay, let me take an example. Suppose I have a list, this list, and this list contain your apple, and suppose banana, and this contain item cherry. So my list contain three values. So if I want to loop, so I can write anything x, I, j or anything you feel like for value in this list print value. So it is very simple way. So one by one, first the value will contain apple, then banana, then cherry. So by the for loop you can print each value one by one. So this is very simple use case. And looping you can use by using index number also, because this is first zero index. So if I want to print suppose first element of a list, then I can print by using this convention 0, so it will print apple. So by using this logic we can run our for loop. So for I in range operator, range function generate the sequence of integer from the start and stop value, but it doesn't include the end value in the sequence. I have already explained you. So in range, I will take length of this list. So what it will give? It will give you length of this list. So in our case, length is 3. So our loop will go from 0 to 3 in this case. Our range function value. So 0, 1, 2 element you will get. 3 will not be included. Okay. For in range, now print this list, then I will use I here. So in this way, I can also print the value of my list, apple, banana, cherry. Okay. You can also use the while loop. Okay, let me take this loop example. I can take I define a variable I equal to 0 while length of I is less than length of this list, then print this list I, then I have to increase the value of I by 1 by 1. So what is happening here? So here length of list I am taking. So first I contain 0, then it will print this value 0, then I value increase. So it will continue till this become length of this list, means it is less than 3. So same thing. So but generally better to use the for loop because it is very easy. Okay, let me take one more example. Suppose I have a list 1, 2, 3, and 4. So suppose I want to do some operation with these elements. Suppose I want to multiply every element by 2 and then I want to store in a new list. So first I would need to create a list. The ways to create an empty list is this. So for I in list, then I can do list 1 dot append operation. I have told you it will add value one by one in my list. So I multiply by 2. So in list, first 1 will come, then 1 multiply by 2, then 2 multiply by 2, then 3, so on. So if I print my list here, list 1, so then it will contain 2, 4, 6. So in this way we can perform operation by using for loop with all the number. I can also use if operation, like if I is equal to 3, then I can take some action here, print value of I is 3. I can do this thing also. Okay, let me run it. So value of I is 3. This is blank because I have not appended the value in the list. So one by one you can go through the element of list by using for loop and you can perform any operation. Okay, then you can have nested for loops in the list also. Let me give one more example. Okay, suppose you have this a, let me take a small value. So it is a basically list of Celsius degrees, and you want to make some program that will print your Celsius, and it will convert, it will take one by one all the values in C and it will convert them into Fahrenheit. So for C in C degrees, so it will take all the values. Then I will perform some operation in this value. So I will calculate F equal to, this is the formula, into C plus 32. So this is the formula to convert your Celsius into Fahrenheit. Then you can print here. I can use the formatting here to print the value in neat and clean way. Percentage 5.1 for my Fahrenheit value, and then I can do percentage C comma F. Okay, let me check it. Hmm. So in this way, what will happen in this program? It will take one by one the value from my list, and then by using this value C, some operation will be performed on C value. That value will be stored in F, and I will print the value of C and F. So in this way, I can perform the operation on. So you will get table in such a way, or you can do like this also. Let me reduce the values. So this is Celsius value, this is Fahrenheit value. So Celsius is -20, then its corresponding Fahrenheit value is there. So in this way you can perform the operation. Okay, now let me take one more example. We can also do the nesting operation on our list. Like I have a list for char in, I have a list containing some alphabet, and I have another list for num in 1, 2, 3. So if I want to print char comma num, I can print it. In this way I can take, so first A comes, then A1, A2, A3, then value B come, B1, B2, B3. So in this way I can perform the uh, nested loop operation with my list. Okay, as loop work with lists, in the same way they can work with string also. Suppose I define a string one here, hello. So I can do one thing for I in str1 print I. So in a similar way I can play with the string. So loop and string conversion you will see very frequently, that we will discuss. We will further study the join and split method, in which we can see how we can convert uh, one string to the list or list to the string. So this operation is very frequently will be used in your program. So this same operation I can do with indexing also. So I can do one thing. I can take uh, for I in I define 0, for I in range length of string then print. Here I have to print string1, then I. So in this way you can print your string. So in brief, if I say, do have you two things how you can loop through your string or your list by using index, second by using value. And for loop is very popular because it is very easy, but in some cases you may have to use the while loop, but for loop is very easy to use. So this was all about the looping concept with list, and I also gave you example of string as well. So I hope it is clear to you. So if you like my video, please subscribe my channel. I will come with more informative video again. Thank you for watching.